Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Tania Farran. I'm excited to be with you tonight to talk to you and kick off Parent to Parent. Really excited to share this information with you tonight. It's something that's kind of been brewing and in the works for a long time for me. And so I'm happy to kind of put it all in this nice little package and get it out to you all. So as I go through and step by step tell you about Parent to Parent, please jump in the comments and let me know a little bit of what you're wanting, what your questions are. Do not hesitate. So I want you to make sure that you do that for me as we're going through. Also, drop in a hello if you're watching. Let me know where you're watching from. And, if you have any questions, would love for you to do that. So let me just kick it off and start off by introducing myself. So for those of you that know me, you might already know a lot of things about me, but I might be able to tell you something new today. Who knows? But my name is Tania Farran, and I've been in education for a long time, close to 30 years now. I have been a elementary school teacher. I have been like a lead as an elementary teacher, an assistant principal, a principal at elementary, principal at high school, and I'm currently a virtual middle school principal as well. So lots of experience with parents and students and kids. I've probably worked with thousands and thousands and thousands of kids and families, and actually every dynamic probably of a parenting structure or family unit that you could think of, I've been able to work with. So I feel pretty lucky about that and have loved learning so much about parenting from so many people. Now, recently, I've been able to expand my network and learn more about cultures around the world and learn more about parenting around the world and all the different types of parenting styles that are around the world. So it's been a pretty amazing journey for me. And so what I wanted to do is share with you some of the things about Parent to Parent as I kick it off. I'm going to dip down here because I forgot to grab one thing. Kind of funny. I'm going to talk to you about my book, Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, a Parent's Manual, which kind of is like, the center nucleus of this whole project of Parent to Parent. So let's get into a little bit about that in a minute. A little bit more about me. I'm a mom. I have two grown daughters, one who is married, one who is single, and, I have raised my own children. I've been married for 34 years, I think it is, to my high school sweetheart. So we have parented together quite a bit. I'm from the Midwest, and those of you that are from the Midwest, we don't leave very far. We don't go very far away. So our roots are here, and we usually stick around in this area. And so that's just a little bit about me. And I'm going to give you some different types of things for you to see. So you might want to grab a pen and paper so that you can jot some of these things down. I do have some other links to share with you and some banners that will help you understand a little bit more. So all encompassing, I also own a company called Creative Living Ideas. And let me show you that for a minute, because that will kind of help you understand a little bit more about what I do. So once you go to creativelivingideas.com page, you can join up for my newsletter, and I will give you information about all of the things that we are doing, including all of the parenting events that we host for parents. So as you come up here, you can see this very first tab is Parent to Parent. And so Parent to Parent is a program that I have put together for parents to collaborate and connect together with my book, Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, a Parent's Manual. So tonight I'm introducing this Parent to Parent program with you. I'm going to talk to you about my book. I'm going to give you some other resources as parents. And that's where we're going to start and kind of end with tonight. It's just an introduction about Parent to Parent, so you fully understand it as we're talking about it. So this is a program that I've developed that goes along with my book, Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, a Parent's Manual. So along with this program, we're going to do, it's kind of a book study or a book club, but you can read a little bit more about it on Creative Living Ideas website, and you can click here to sign up. Now, let me tell you, there's only 4 times that we meet about this book, and it's 2 months over the summer. So we will meet June 12th and 26th from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I thought that was a good time. Most parents have their kids kind of in bed or, settled down for the evening. Parents, summertime is a little looser. So that's a good time to meet a couple of nights a week. And we'll dive into some of the chapters in this book and have some really great discussions and talk about different strategies and structures and things like that go along with parenting to help support you. So if you're interested in that, I would love for you to click this and sign up and join us. Now, if you are listening, I want you to tag somebody in the comment section of this that has children between the ages of 5 and 18 years old, because that is the target audience of parent-to-parent conversations. I'm not going to say that I'm a specialist of birth to 5 years, but I certainly know my kids from 5 to 18. I have been working with them for a very long time. So that is my target audience. So if you could tag or, click for somebody who is of that age and say, come and listen to this conversation, I think this would be great for you. So I would love to start working with some parents of that age group specifically on this. Now, if you have any questions while you're watching, if you would please drop them in here, I would be happy to come back and answer them for you or answer them now if I can for you. So this is just a little information about Parent2Parent. You can fill out the form here on the side, or you can click to fill it out. So what you're going to get on Parent2Parent is we're doing a book study. So we'll have 4 meeting dates. You get a free copy of the book when it's a paid one. So when you pay to join, but right now I'm doing a free session. So I'm going to ask people to purchase the book since the sessions are free. It is tailored for parents of children 5 to 18 years old. Okay, so that's a little bit about that. You can also learn a little bit about me, some more things that I do by going to my website, like some other things like the Work-Life Balance Summit, the 2350 Network, the Virtual Wellness Experience, and then some other learning opportunities for parents and for teachers. And then I have some books and blogs and things like that for you to review and look at. So, take a moment and dig into this, learn a little bit more about that. So that is one thing that I wanted to share with you. Now, another great resource that I have for you, and I would love for you to go ahead and sign up for this and subscribe to my Parent2Parent YouTube channel. So this event right now is streamed live on my YouTube channel. And these live events are going to happen the 2nd and 4th Monday of every month. Now, it's not going to just be me talking about different things about parenting. There's going to be a whole host of things that are going to be on this channel. Again, if you know somebody who's got kids between the age of 5 and 18, have them click on this, have them pay attention to this, this YouTube channel so that they can be a part of it. Now, let me tell you some of the things that are going to be on here. So first of all, Dr. Qureshi is a licensed therapist, and and I do Parenting in the Trenches conversations once a month. And these Parenting in the Trenches conversations are going to be, they're held the last Tuesday of every month, and we have them and have different conversations surrounding parenting. So you can see the ones that have been streamed. They're going to be live streamed here right now. These are just recorded ones that I sent over, but you can go in and check these out already. I also will be doing some other great things with this. I've got some shorts. Now, don't laugh at these shorts because they make your face look awful silly, let me tell you, when you do these shorts. But this is just a little introduction of some shorts of some different things to explain the book about Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, a Parent's Manual. So check that out as well. Now, I've also got some great videos that are coming. So you want to subscribe to the channel so that you can, get these videos when they premiere, and you can see there's some different things that I have coming. We can go through and take a look at this. So I went through and I just recently released this one. It's a conversation. It's actually me reading the introduction of my book so that you can understand the reason why I decided to write this book and a little bit about my background. Then I'm going to start going through and I read a few sections of each chapter and then talk through it with you a little bit. So you'll be able to understand and hear a little bit more about the book. And it'll kind of get you primed and ready to go for our parent to parent talks also. And so I don't read the entire book cover to cover, but I do go in and read some different components of it. So we'll go in with that. I'm also going to be putting together some different guests that are also parenting experts that will be coming on each session. Again, I said it was the second and fourth Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time that I'll be live streaming on here. So check out the YouTube channel. It is a brand new baby. So please, again, if you know those people that have kids from the ages of 5 to 18, tag them in this video right now. Tell them to subscribe to this channel and we'll have a blast. Now, you're probably wondering, how in the world can I get this book? Well, let me tell you right now, I have it marked like as low as it can go. I mean, as low as you can go. It is on Amazon. I always tell everyone to just search my name, Tania Farran, and all of my books come up. It takes a longer time to search for Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, a Parent's Manual. Plus, it's a lot of words to write down. So go ahead and search for that because then you're able to get it. Like right now, it is 99 cents for the Kindle edition of this book. 99 cents. I think my profit might be a penny. I don't even know that it's even that. But my goal is not to get the profit. My goal is to get this in the hands of parents so we can start talking together about parenting. Now, let me tell you something here. It's also a paperback is $5.99. I personally prefer the paperbacks. And I will tell you why. Let me stop sharing here for a minute. And thank you so much, Jackie, for being here tonight. You know, it's tough when you're manning all of this at once. So let me stop my little tickers here. And thank you, Jackie. I appreciate your excitement and enthusiasm for Parent to Parent Kickoff. So inside my book, I want to just give you a little glimpse of this. Along with the chapters that are in here about different things, there's discussion questions in the back. So you probably want to get this version of it so you can write in here. If you're a kind of person that likes to write in your book, some people don't want to write in their books. I get it. That's fine. But there's great things for you to go through. And honestly, these questions are relatable to every age child. In fact, I tell people as you're going through, you're going to go through and you will answer these questions probably when your kids are 5. And then when you come back, you probably have to re-answer them when they're 8 and then when they're 10 and then when they're 12, because parenting changes and it evolves as our kids our kids are growing and changing. You know, the way we parent them changes. Our expectations of them change. You know, the things we allow them to do changes, you know, as they grow and mature. So it's really a great way. Our lives change. Some people get divorced. Some people have spouses who pass away. Like, our worlds change. And so our parenting structure and our parenting strategies, they have to adapt and change with those changes in our life as well. So really important. So again, this book right now is $5.99. The other one is 99 cents. Yeah. And so it's a great book. I'm going to tell you this, Jackie, you are 100% right. It's fun flying solo, but gosh, a co-host just helps you gives you that moment break, right? To go ahead and click something else. The other great thing about this book is that, you know, I always call this book is the tip of the iceberg. It is the springboard for conversation. So as you can see, right, we've got, you know, from infancy up to, you know, teenage kids on the cover here, but this is to get us talking. And the parent to parent conversations and talks are what makes this book even richer, because that's how you're going to learn as much as you possibly can about parenting. And so a lot of you are probably thinking, well, my kids are grown, or, you know, I don't have any little ones at home. please message this to people who do. If you know someone who is expecting a child, thinking about having a child, this is a great book for them to start thinking about. I talk in the very beginning about parenting being a lifetime commitment. And you can also go back to my YouTube channel and watch the episode with Dr. Qureshi and myself about parenting as a lifetime commitment. And you'll think that there'll be some things for you to think about and start planning even before you have children. So I encourage you to tag someone who is who have children of the ages of 5 to 18. That is my target group. That is my wheelhouse. And, I think it would be really beneficial to them to be able to do that. If you have questions for me, please drop them in the chat. Hello, Christy. Thank you for taking time out of your night to support me. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. And I'd like to know also, what content do you want to see? What content do you want to see on the channel? I know there's so many things that you could cover. I mean, parenting can go on and on and on and on, but I really want to stress the fact that, we can only cover so much in a short period of time. Again, this is one book. We didn't want to make it gigantic like a set of encyclopedias. So this is the springboard for conversation. So let's see, Jackie, thank you for sharing this. As a former elementary school counselor, I can't steer enough how important it is to ask for help and talk to other parents, counselors, educators, as you are not alone. Exactly. And I'm going to tell you, chapter 2 is called United Front, and it's talking about building your parenting team. And so we'll go into that. And so for those of you who just joined us, I want to tell you a little bit about our Parent2Parent program that I have started. Yes, I'm going to slip around the side of this flyer here for you to see, but our Parent2Parent program is a book study on my book, Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, A Parent's Manual. Right now, I'm doing it free for June and July. And then in the fall, then there is going to be a cost for it. But right now, I'm doing it free for 10 people. So if you know 10 people, please connect them with me so we can do that. Now, the only thing different on this flyer is down here, that free copy of the book. I'm asking that they purchase that since I'm doing this free for them, that they purchase the book from you. And again, it's $5.99 for the paperback, 99 cents for the Kindle. So I don't think that's too terribly much. We're going to do 4 meeting dates for school districts. I could potentially do in person if they're in Missouri or near me. But for now, we're doing virtual. And then I have meeting dates set for June 12th and the 26th and July 10th and the 31st from 7 to 9 p.m. It is tailored for ages 5 to 18, but you don't have to be. I mean, if your kids are grown and you want to be a part of this, you're welcome to join. I'm not going to turn anyone away. Maybe you're just a wonderful aunt and a godmother or a godfather and an uncle, and you want to learn a little bit more about parenting. Please join us. I'm happy to have you be a part of that. Now, let me give you that kind of reasoning behind this. It's super important to be able to build your parenting village. And about 7 months ago, I was on the news, and I remember the news anchor asking me questions about how do you build your parenting village? And she was from out of town. She was in St. Louis as a news anchor, and she was really struggling with finding a connection. She goes to bed so early because she's on the morning news. She has little kids. How does she make a connection with people? This is a great way for parents to start connecting with other parents and be able to talk to them and learn from them and learn other strategies from these parents. It's always better when we're working together collectively than we are solo. And I know that I've been married my whole time of raising my kids, and I know that was a blessing for me and my family. But not everyone is like that. Not everyone gets that opportunity. And even people who are parenting together with, maybe they're still married, maybe one of their spouses isn't contributing the way that the other spouse would wish they would. There's all sorts of dynamics in the world, or one works nights and one works days. I mean, and they just like two ships in the night, just passing. So, there's so many different scenarios, and what a great way to not feel alone, and to have support by, joining a collaborative network and a collaborative group. And this is where we're starting. Who knows where this will end up going from here, but this is definitely where we are going to start and where my efforts, really lie. By being a school principal, it's my favorite thing is to spend time with families and kids and, help them with that. But there's one thing, and when you watch the beginning reel and you watch the end reel, that I want you to make sure that you take away from this. The book title says Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, a Parent's Manual. Please understand that well-adjusted child does not mean perfect. And I can't stress that enough. It does not mean perfect. It means well-adjusted. That means we're able to help our kids bounce back from what life throws at them. They don't make a soccer team. How do they react to that? How do they bounce back from that? They are asked to give a speech somewhere. How do they react to that? How do they bounce back from that? There's just all kinds of different scenarios, right? And how do we get our kids to be well adjusted? How do we teach them how to be kind when, someone maybe wasn't nice to them? How do we teach them how to be respectful? How do we teach them how to be honest? Well-adjusted children. It's really what we're talking about. Now, this book is not a bunch of brain research. It's written from me. It's like me talking to you right now. And, I give my parenting, my personal stories of my own successes and failures, as well as the advice that I give as being a principal of strategies and structures that actually are really effective, and have been proven to be really, really successful with a lot of families. And so I encourage you to jump onto that and, reach out to other people that you have a niece, you have a nephew, get them a copy of the book, give them my information, say, hey, this lady's having parent-to-parent talks in the summer. There's no pressure. There's no expectation of perfection. In fact, that's actually the myth I want to display, is that parenting is perfect, because those of you who are parents know that it is definitely not perfect. It's messy and it's hard sometimes, and it's, terrifying sometimes. And, there are just so many things that, parenting is, and it's wonderful, and it's, can be loving and can be kind, and it can be sad and it can be hard. And it's all of those things all encompassed in one. And so I really want to share this journey with you. Yes, Jackie, thank you. So glad you highlighted the not perfect. Not one human is or will ever be totally perfect, but boy, do some think theirs are. That is true. And I'm going to tell you what, it's kind of funny. My kids, and I feel like very comfortable I could say this. We were just talking about this a couple weeks ago. Some people that they know have read the book, and they're like, well, how did you feel about your mom talking about you in this book? And they were like, they both read the book before I even, put it out. And this is about me. This is about my parenting. My kids were just the kids in it, but this was about my parenting, my emotions, the things that I couldn't do anymore as a parent, or the things that I could do as a parent, or the things that I had to change as a parent, and really highlighting that for you. I talk in this book also about mom-to-mom conversations. If you've ever gone into a school, right, there's such a stigma, and I think it's so crazy about the principal, right? And so if the principal is there, or the principal wants to talk to you about your child, it's scary. It doesn't always have to be scary. There doesn't always have to be consequences. There doesn't always have to be something bad that happens. But taking that time that I would take with parents, and when we could just really start talking like mom to mom, and have these mom-to-mom conversations, or parent-to-parent conversations, hence the title, which I know is not, something that no one's ever heard of, but, those parent-to-parent conversations, once we could really have those, the walls just kind of broke down between the two parents, between myself and them. I didn't have to feel like I was the principal. They didn't have to feel like they were in trouble as a parent because they weren't doing something correct. we just talked about it, and then we brainstormed together strategies to help their child grow. And when we could start doing that together, when those walls came down, we made immense strides for those children. And that was the goal. The goal is the child to become more well adjusted, the child to be able to sustain a school day or to handle a situation socially or emotionally, or a personal situation that was happening at home that was spilling into the school. And so when we would have those conversations and work together, we really were be able to just make amazing moments for these kids. And so I want to continue doing that. And that is my goal with Parent to Parent. So with that being said, make sure that you check out the YouTube channel. Make sure that if you haven't already, make sure that you go to Creative Living Ideas website. Check it out there as well. Grab my book. It's on Amazon. Again, you can just go to Tania Farran and you can take a look at the book there. And, I'm going to be on here starting next month on the 2nd and the 4th Tuesday. I've got a couple of guests that I've got lined up that are going to be coming. You can also check me out with Dr. Qureshi live on the last, I think I put her here for now, but she will be live. And this is Parenting is a Lifetime Commitment, Challenging Our Parenting Beliefs, and Finding Our Village. And so these will be live as well, starting soon. Starting the end of this month, actually, as well, also. So we do a whole year of that. Yes. Thank you, Stephen, for being here. I appreciate that. The child is at the center of the conversations, 100%. So I know I invited a lot of my administrator friends here today as well that I'm connected with on LinkedIn. And so I really wanted them to also understand that this is a program also for your schools, for your PTAs, PTOs. I can help come in and run this program in the evenings or, virtually, or I can talk to you and you can grab the book and you can do some things of your own with it, with your own parent organizations as well. So there's so many things that you can do. Just reach out to me, let me know what you'd like to do, and message me if you'd like to talk more. I'm happy to set up a time to meet with you in the evening sometime on the weekend and really work to really improve the lives of our kids, because that's what's most important. That's the reason I'm doing the work, not just because there's a reason behind it. I truly believe our kids are our number one priority. They will be running our world, and I want them to be very well adjusted, and I want to help our parents out as well. So, all right. Well, that is about it of me talking tonight. I appreciate everyone that joined today. Feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, I'm available on LinkedIn. And you also can go to my website and you can email me if you have any questions. I also have a Parent2Parent email as well. Thank you so much. There's a short little video to watch, about 30 seconds at the end. And I hope you have a great rest of your night. Bye now.